Right now, in warm lakes and swimming pools around the world, there's a microscopic monster that eats human brains alive, and your immune system, despite all its power, is almost completely helpless against it. Its name is Naegleria fowleri, and it stars in the most terrifying headlines you'll ever read. But here's the thing, millions of people come into contact with this amoeba every summer, and yet only a handful of infections occur each year. So what makes this creature so deadly when it does strike? And why can't our immune system stop it? Let's find out. Naegleria fowleri is an amoeba, one of the smallest life forms on Earth. Most of the time, it's just a squishy blob with tiny arms, hunting bacteria in freshwater lakes, rivers, and hot springs. It's completely harmless when you swallow it. You can drink water containing it without any consequences whatsoever. But everything changes when it enters your nose. Picture this. You're diving into a lake on a hot summer day. Water splashes up into your nose. In that single drop of water, there are millions of viruses, bacteria, and amoebae. Usually, no big deal. But if Naegleria fowleri is in that drop, you've just become unlucky in the worst possible way. The amoeba doesn't want to be in your nose. It's just looking for bacteria to eat. But your nose is filled with something that catches its attention. Nerve cells, specifically your olfactory nerve cells, the ones responsible for your sense of smell. These nerve cells communicate using a chemical called acetylcholine, and through pure evolutionary bad luck, Naegleria fowleri has receptors that recognize this chemical. It's attracted to acetylcholine like a moth to a flame, so the amoeba starts following the acetylcholine signal, crawling along your olfactory nerves like a trail of breadcrumbs leading straight to your brain. Your immune system notices. Neutrophils, your body's suicide warriors, swarm in to attack. They explode themselves, releasing toxic chemicals. They try to rip the amoeba apart, and they do kill some of them. But Naegleria fowleri is a tough fighter, used to dealing with threats. It's too big, too strong, and too good at evading your defenses. The invasion continues. 1 to 9 days pass. You won't notice anything is wrong during this time until the amoeba reaches its destination, your olfactory bulb, the entrance to your brain. And this is where things become truly horrific. Your brain cells are completely defenseless, and they're all releasing that wonderful acetylcholine. Naegleria fowleri begins a feeding frenzy. It releases attack molecules that punch holes in your brain cells so it can devour the pieces. It multiplies rapidly, and it develops up to a dozen suckers called food cups that look like giant, eerie mouths. The amoeba literally sucks your brain cells in and rips large bites out of them while they're still alive. Your immune system responds with everything it has. Millions of neutrophils, eosinophils, and microglia flood into your brain tissue. They attack the amoeba with chemicals, try to eat it alive, erect barriers, deploy antibodies. But here's the problem. Your immune system is like burning down a forest to kill the wolves inside. And that's a catastrophic strategy in your brain. The complement system protein bombs that usually destroy invaders are disabled. Antibodies are swallowed or destroyed. High fever, which normally slows down infections, does nothing because the amoeba actually thrives in heat. Meanwhile, the immune response causes massive inflammation, flooding your brain with fluid. Your brain swells inside your skull, compressing your brainstem, the part that controls breathing. At this point, symptoms appear and escalate rapidly. First, a headache, fever, nausea, then confusion, seizures, hallucinations. Usually within a week, the patient dies. Up to 97% of people infected with Naegleria fowleri don't survive. By the time doctors recognize what's happening, the battle is already lost. We don't have effective treatments. We still don't fully understand how this tiny creature overcomes our immune system so completely. So, should you be terrified of swimming in lakes? No. While Naegleria fowleri is extraordinarily deadly, there have only been a few hundred cases in the last few decades. You're far more likely to drown than to get infected. The amoeba needs to be flushed high up your nose, get a good grip, and break through your initial defenses, a rare combination of circumstances. Naegleria fowleri isn't evil. It's not hunting humans. It's just a microscopic predator that usually hunts bacteria in puddles and lakes. And very, very occasionally, through terrible luck, it encounters a human brain. But until we find a way to treat it, it will remain this vague and horrifying thing lurking in warm waters, a reminder that even with our incredible immune system, nature still has monsters we can't defeat.